Hey guys, Rob Caputo with another episode of Talking with Cars, and today I'm going to be doing my top 5. Now I might do a little bit more than just top 5. I might add a couple more at the end. You're just going to have to wait and see. But there's one major change to my top 5, and it's just very recent. It just happened today. While I was going to make this video, I chose to use one different product. I wanted to try it out before the end of the year, and it knocked off one of my top 5. So you're going to have to wait till the very end to find out which one that is. I'm going to go through the original list, and I'm going to tell you which one got knocked off the list. This is Talking with Cars. Woo! All right, so I have my trusty list right here. You know, I put it all together. I actually organized myself this time around. So I have the top 5. I have a couple extra items down here at the bottom, so I won't go to them until the very end. But I wanted to start with the top 5. And I'm going to start with what you normally start with when you work on your car, which is the wheels. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea which one would be my top pick for a wheel and tire cleaner. And that would be Adam's Wheel and Tire Cleaner. I've always been very impressed with that cleaner. It did a good job of cleaning the tires, and it did a great job with the wheels too. So I maintain my car a lot. I'm usually washing it, so it's really not a big deal. I don't need anything really aggressive. You know, this Adams and Wheel and Tire Cleaner is like a definite option. You know, it's inexpensive. I mean, for a 16-ounce bottle, it's only $11.99. You can get kits at $61, and that includes the brushes and the wheel cleaner and a couple other things too. I think even a funnel and stuff like that. So Adam's Wheel and Tire Cleaner would be my top wheel and tire cleaner at the moment for 2025. And then just to kind of cap that off, right, when you're going to dress your tire, I always seem, and I've used quite a few tire dressings, but I always seem to gravitate towards the Adams Graphene Tire Dressing. That always seems to be the right one. It does separate, so you do have to shake it. Just like most chemicals, you have to kind of shake it before you use it. It separates in the bottle if it sits a little too long. But once you use it, you're not going to be disappointed. It leaves a beautiful matte finish. It doesn't sling. It doesn't take long for it to kind of cure on the surface. It's water-based, I believe, so it's just got a graphene infused element in it. So it does a really good job, and it stays on there for at least a couple washes, 3 washes, so which is perfectly fine because every so often you're going to have to kind of redress your tire anyway, especially if you're using a wheel and tire cleaner because it's really kind of drawing that stuff off of the wheel. So those are my top picks. Both of them can be picked up on Amazon. It's inexpensive. The graphene tire dressing is $16.99 for a 16-ounce bottle, so it's not that expensive. Altogether, between the two, you're talking $12 and $17, so you know, $29. It's really not that bad. So, and you're getting some pretty good products. So that's my top 1, right, for the wheels. That's what I would normally use for the wheels. So for soaps, right, because that'll be the next step, right? You're going to do your foaming, and you're going to get ready for your contact wash and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, I'm a little partial to Blue Crush. The Talking with Cars Blue Crush soap that's being done that I collaborated with High Luster with, and it's now out for sale. But I'm not going to just say that Blue Crush is the perfect soap, you know, or the best soap or anything like that. It's definitely one of my go-tos, no question about it, especially because I helped formulate it and get it to the point where it's at, and that's inexpensive too. The Blue Crush Auto Soap is $24.99 for a 32-ounce bottle, which is excellent. And then for a gallon, it's only $39.99. So it's essentially 31 cents an ounce if you get gallon containers, and you're washing your car with 3 ounces, and it's only less than $1 to wash your car. So, but my go-to soap would be, outside of Blue Crush, would be CarPro Reset. It's always been my go-to soap. It foams up really well. It's super slick. It smells great. For a 500 milliliter or a 16.91 ounce bottle, it's $15.99, so it's not that expensive. And then for a 4,000 milliliter bottle or 135 ounces, which is more than a gallon, is $89.99. So it's a little bit on the pricier side when you look at it in that perspective, but especially compared to my Blue Crush, which is only $40 compared to $90. So, but it is a good quality soap, and I've always been very happy using CarPro Reset. I've bought it for many, many years. I love the smell. I mean, and honestly, CarPro Reset was one of the formulas that we used as kind of like the datum point of what we're trying to achieve with Blue Crush. House of Rags, you could use my coupon code and you get 10% off. So you can save a little bit of money there with CarPro Reset. Blue Crush, you have to get through High Luster. I'll put the link down below for that, and you'll be able to order it in 32 ounce, 128 ounce gallon, or you can get it in bulk if you really wanted to and you're really pleased with it. So all you'd have to do is talk to Deanna or Randall over there, and they'll be able to help you out. All right, so number 3. So we're on to rinseless washes. Now, I tried quite a few rinseless washes. The DIY rinseless wash, the Geon rinseless wash, the ADS rinseless wash. There's a few other ones that I tried. And the one that I always seem to go to, and I think the cleaning power is what really sold me, was Armour Detail Supply's Hero. So Armour Detail Supply Hero has an excellent rinseless wash. I use it as a waterless wash or rinseless wash. I use it to kind of like using it as a drying aid. I use it for a lot of different purposes. It depends on the dilution ratio, of course. But it's an excellent, excellent product. And for $17.99 for a 16-ounce bottle, I mean, it's a no-brainer. And you can get that on Amazon, and you can get that from the ADS website, you know. And I have a coupon code, and you can also save 10% if you use a coupon code on the ADS website. So, and I believe it's free shipping after so many dollars, you know, like typical. It's a great company, Armour Detail Supply. You won't be disappointed in any of their products, to be quite honest, you know. I just, for this particular item, the rinseless wash, I always use Hero, ADS Hero. All right, number 4. So now that your car is washed, your wheels are done, you've used your drying aid, right, the ADS Hero, and you dried your car. What's the next step, right? So you've decontaminated it, you polished it, and you want to put a ceramic coating. So the ceramic coating that I chose, and I've used quite a few ceramic coatings over the past couple years, you know, trying different products, trying different companies, manufacturers, ultimately always end up going to Pan the Organizer's coating system. You know, his 3-year coating system is only $99, $99.99. You can get it on House of Rags or Amazon, depending on if it's in stock. And you can't go wrong. I mean, it's very easy to use, very easy to wipe off. It's super slick. And the one thing that really just beats, the reason why this one beats out everybody else is because even when it's dirty, it's still hydrophobic. And it really kind of like, it doesn't clog up like some of the other coatings do. Some of the other coatings like Geon Mo's, very easy to use, very easy to apply, very good coating, very good hydrophobics. The problem with Geon Mo's is that it clogs up real easy. And you have to kind of always constantly use a contact wash to bring that back, you know. So, you know, and the other ones were very similar, no question about it. So I've had good luck with Cerakote, the version 2. I've had good luck with the second time around when I used Diamond Protect's body. It just impressed me a lot. So with the secret to that sauce is you have to keep it on the panel for a little bit longer, let it really soak into that clear coat, and then wipe it off. Don't wait 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Wait like 10 minutes and then wipe it off and let it cure for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll be just fine. You'll be super happy with it. So that's a really good product too. But my number 4 pick for 2025 is Pan the Organizer's 3-year coating. So hats off to Pan on his product line. Excellent stuff. Number 5. All right, so number 5, I'm going with a drying towel, right? So, and I probably did this a little bit out of order, you know, wash the car, dry it. But my number 5 is Griot's drying towel, right? The 25 by 35 drying towel. I've tried a bunch of different drying towels, and this one always seems to kind of like, you know, it's expensive. It's $51.99 for it on Amazon. You could probably get it a little cheaper from them and get free shipping if you order enough product. But the Griot's drying towels, I've never had any problems with them. And after a few washes, they seem to get better. You know, they really do. They just kind of soften up a little bit. You know, the smaller ones, I tend to use the smaller ones on the lower panels. Excellent, excellent product, no question about it. You won't be disappointed. I mean, Griot's is just an excellent company in general. Everything that they make, they blend themselves. The chemistry, everything is done at their factory. So they're a very good company, no question about it. And a lot of people promote them, including myself. I just did a video not too long ago about them, and I've always been impressed with their products. A little bit on the pricier side, no question about it, but Griot's definitely does a good job. So number 5 is going to be the drying towel from Griot'sGarage. All right, so I promised that there would be some extra items at the very end. So I'm going to go to number 6. Now I'm going to move into the interior of the car. So I want an interior detailer or cleaner that's going to actually clean the surface, leave a nice smell, and I'm going to be very happy with it. And the one product that I always go to, I just happen to go to it today, is Geon Interior Detailer. That stuff is just incredible. It flashes off really quick. It cleans the surface. It's not the most aggressive cleaner in the world, definitely not. You know, if you want to like clean your leather or something like that, you're probably going to have to go with a Geist or something like that, which is a little bit more aggressive of a cleaner. But this is definitely an excellent interior detailer, and you could use it on all surfaces, your infotainment center, you know, everything. So, but Geon Interior Detailer, definitely my number 6 pick. The 500 milliliter bottle, as I said, is a little bit more than 16 ounces, almost 17. It's $23.99, and then the 1,000 milliliter bottle is $34.99. So, you know, not bad. You know, it's not bad at all. You know, it's just getting it. I think originally you couldn't get it on Amazon. Now you can get it on Amazon, so that's how I normally order it. So that's my number 6 pick, is Geon Interior Detailer. All right, so number 7 and 8, right? They're both by the same company. We're going to start with number 7, and that's Built Hammer's Traceless, right? They're glass cleaner. And I know a lot of detailers, and I've spoken to a lot of detailers about this, and they basically, the professional ones, everybody, and they always say, just basically water in a microfiber towel, and then like a little bit of soap if you really need to on the interior of your car. But most of the time, just water, you know, will work. I like Built Hammer Traceless because it has a little bit more slickness to it. The experience is a little bit better. The smell is really nice. And honestly, if you use the right waffle weave towel, it does a great job of cleaning the windows, you know, the front windshield, everything. And it just doesn't leave any streaking at all, you know. I mean, every now and then, no matter what, even if you use water, you have to kind of double check and make sure, you know, through your windshield, especially with sunlight coming through it, you've got to make sure that it's super clean. You know, glass is the most difficult thing to clean because you can see through it, unlike paint. Paint can have a little bit of streak in it and you won't even notice it, you know, because the paint hides it. You know, the shapes and the curvatures of the paint hide all that stuff. But with glass, you can't hide it. So Traceless by Built Hammer, I know it's a little controversial, but it is my favorite. And the 1 liter bottle you can get for $22.75, and you can get this from Obsessed Garage. And if you use my link down below, you'll get an extra, I think it's 10% off of that purchase. So definitely use the link. And for all of these, you know, if you're using my coupon code or my link, I usually get a little piece of the pie, a very small percentage. It doesn't change your price at all. You still get the discount. It's just I'm feeding business to them, and then I get a little bit of piece of the pie. So I can support the channel, buy more product, and kind of review it for you. And then finally, number 8, the last product is Built Hammer Touchless. As a touchless wash, I've tried a lot of different products, including my own, right? The Talking with Cars Blue Crush. And it does a really good job. But during the winter months, especially on a darker car, you're going to need something a little bit more aggressive, something that can really clean that surface and get the dirts and the soils off of it and doesn't dry off too quick and stuff like that. So Built Hammer Touchless is definitely one of my top picks. I've had a gallon bottle and I use it during the winter months. I kind of put it in my SPTA sprayer, or I put it in my foam cannon and I spray it, rinse it, and that's it. And I bring it in the garage. If I want to go an extra step, then I use like maybe a rinseless wash after that, and I kind of clean off the car and make sure that it's perfect. The problem is in the winter months, especially in the northeast side of the States, you're always going to run into like dirt and salts and mud and all that kind of stuff coming off the roads. So it's like an endless battle. You're always kind of fighting the snow and the rain. And even when it's not snowing and it's sunny outside, all the snow melts, gets onto the road, and then kind of flings up on your car. So it's a battle. But built Armour Touchless makes this process that much easier. You can clean it quicker. Usually during the winter months, I just kind of clean it off every now and then. Every month, I'll go through like a really detailed process where I bring it into the garage after I clean it, and I'll do like a rinseless wash, and I'll go through the process even in more detail. So as I promised, there's one product that actually beat out and actually dethroned one of my 2025 top 5 picks. And that one product is Oberk 2-in-1 wheel cleaner. Wheel and tire cleaner, I should say. So that 2-in-1 wheel and tire cleaner by Oberk is probably one of the best products, wheel and tire products, that I've ever used in my life. I mean, it is on the pricier side. Now, as opposed to $11.99 for the Adams, this is $25.99. So it's a little bit on the pricier side for a 16-ounce bottle. And for a gallon, it's $95.99. So it is on the pricier side, no question about it. But let's be honest. I mean, there's soaps out there that are 90 bucks, you know. So a wheel and tire cleaner with, and this, as opposed to Adam's wheel and tire cleaner, this has an iron remover. So it does have that chemical in there to remove the iron or dissolve the iron on the surface, right? So you can clean it off. Now, you're going to see in this video that I put here that it did such a great job. And all I did was spray it on the surface, let it dwell for about 4 minutes. I put my soap on it, and then I rinsed it off. And it just did a fantastic job of cleaning the wheel and the tire. I was blown away. I really was. I mean, for $25.99, I'm usually using a combination of a wheel and tire cleaner and an iron remover anyway. So in this instance, it's all in one, and it clings well. The color is there. It has the iron remover in it. So it's worth the $25.99. Honestly, I would get the gallon, and I would just basically maybe dilute it a little bit if you really wanted to. I mean, honestly, or use it clean. Just use it like straight out of the bottle. And because it's not the most aggressive thing in the world, they say not to let it dry, and I wouldn't let it dry on the surface, but this stuff has just blew me away, and it knocked the Adams wheel and tire cleaner off the chart. So my pick for wheel and tire cleaner is no longer Adams wheel and tire cleaner. It's the Oberk 2-in-1 wheel and tire cleaner. So I hope you found that enjoyable, and I wanted to share that because a lot of people asked for my top 5. I gave you my top 8 and then one that's been dethroned. So have a Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a wonderful New Year, and I wish everyone the best. I'll see you on the next one. Like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I wish everyone the best. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.